Have you heard the news that's shaking up the Social Security world? Millions of Americans are wondering if they'll finally get the financial support they desperately need. What if I told you that a significant change to Social Security benefits could put an extra $3,700 in your pocket every single month? That's right, but only if you qualify. Stay with me because in the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly what this means for you, who qualifies, and how to make sure you don't miss out on a single dollar you deserve. Welcome back to the channel where we bring you the latest updates on Social Security, SSDI, and everything you need to know to maximize your benefits. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss crucial information that could impact your financial future. Let's address the big question right away. Has Congress really approved a $3,700 monthly payment for Social Security and SSDI recipients? The reality is more nuanced than the headlines suggest. What we're seeing is not a universal new payment, but rather a significant adjustment to the maximum possible benefit that certain qualifying individuals may receive. The maximum Social Security benefit for someone retiring at full retirement age has indeed increased substantially, potentially reaching up to approximately $3,700 per month for those who qualify. But I want to be completely transparent with you. This maximum amount is not automatically going to everyone. So, who exactly can qualify for these higher benefit amounts? That's what we need to understand. The maximum benefit is typically reserved for those who consistently earned at or above the Social Security wage base limit throughout their working years, and who wait until full retirement age or even age 70 to begin collecting benefits. For many Americans, their monthly benefit may be significantly lower based on their work history and when they choose to start receiving benefits. But here's where things get interesting. Recent adjustments and reforms have created opportunities for many recipients to see meaningful increases in their monthly payments. This is especially relevant for those receiving SSDI who meet specific criteria. Are you wondering if you might be one of them? I'll explain exactly who stands to benefit the most in just a moment. First, let's talk about what's driving these changes. The cost of living has skyrocketed in recent years, hasn't it? Groceries, housing, healthcare. Everything seems to cost more, while benefits have struggled to keep pace. Have you found yourself having to make difficult choices between necessities like medication and food? You're not alone. Millions of Americans relying on Social Security and SSDI have been feeling this squeeze, which is precisely why these benefit adjustments have become so critical. The most recent cost of living adjustment, COLA, has been one of the most substantial in decades, reflecting the high inflation we've all been experiencing. But beyond the standard COLA, there have been additional legislative efforts to address the growing gap between benefits and actual living expenses. The question is, are these changes enough? And more importantly, how can you ensure you're receiving every dollar you're entitled to? Let's consider this. Did you know that an estimated 40% of Social Security recipients are potentially missing out on benefits they qualify for simply because they aren't aware of all the programs and supplements available? That's a staggering number of people leaving money on the table that could dramatically improve their quality of life. Are you one of them? For SSDI recipients specifically, there have been several important developments that could substantially increase monthly payments. If you have a qualifying disability that prevents you from working and have paid into the Social Security system for the required number of quarters, you may be eligible for the higher benefit amounts. But there's more to it than just the basic qualification. Have you considered whether you qualify for concurrent benefits? Many people don't realize that it's possible to receive both SSDI and SSI, supplemental security income, simultaneously if you meet the criteria for both programs. This is what's known as concurrent benefits, and it can significantly boost your monthly income. The key factors here are your disability status, work history, and current financial resources. If your SSDI benefit is low due to limited work history, SSI might be able to supplement that amount if your resources fall below the established thresholds. Another crucial factor in maximizing your benefits is understanding how your work history affects your payment amounts. Your benefit calculation is based on your highest 35 years of earnings. What does this mean for you? If you worked for fewer than 35 years, those missing years are counted as zeros in the calculation, which can significantly lower your benefit amount. Have you worked for at least 35 years? If not, could you potentially work a bit longer to replace those 0 years and increase your future benefits? Let's talk about spousal and survivor benefits too, areas where many people leave money unclaimed. If you're married, divorced, or widowed, you might be eligible for benefits based on your current or former spouse's work record. These benefits can sometimes exceed what you'd receive based solely on your own work history. Have you explored whether spousal or survivor benefits might increase your monthly payment? Now, let's address a common misconception. Some people believe that SSDI benefits are always lower than retirement benefits, but that's not necessarily true. SSDI benefits are calculated using essentially the same formula as retirement benefits, as if you had reached full retirement age. This means that for many people, especially those who become disabled before reaching their peak earning years, SSDI can actually provide a higher monthly benefit than they would have received if they had continued working at a lower salary until retirement age. But there's something else you need to know about maximizing your SSDI benefits: the importance of the application process itself. Did you know that approximately 65% of initial SSDI applications are denied? That's right. The majority of people who apply are initially turned down. Often, this isn't because they don't qualify, but because of technical errors in the application, insufficient medical documentation, or failure to clearly demonstrate how their condition prevents them from working. Have you considered working with a disability advocate or attorney who specializes in SSDI claims to improve your chances of approval? Let's talk about another important aspect of these benefit increases: back pay. If you've recently been approved for SSDI after a lengthy application process, you might be entitled to a substantial lump sum payment that covers the period from when you first became disabled, or when you applied, depending on the circumstances, until your approval date. This back pay can sometimes amount to tens of thousands of dollars. Have you received all the back pay you're entitled to? There's also the matter of auxiliary benefits for family members. If you're receiving SSDI, your dependent children, and in some cases your spouse, might also be eligible for benefits based on your work record. These auxiliary benefits can add hundreds of dollars to your household's monthly income. Do you have dependents who might qualify for these additional benefits? Now, let's address the elephant in the room. What about work? Many SSDI recipients fear that any attempt to work will immediately terminate their benefits. But did you know that Social Security has work incentive programs designed to help SSDI recipients gradually return to the workforce without immediately losing their benefits? The Ticket to Work program, for instance, allows you to test your ability to work while maintaining your SSDI and Medicare coverage. Have you explored these options if you feel capable of some level of work activity? Let's circle back to that headline figure of $3,700. While this represents the approximate maximum possible benefit for those with the highest qualifying earnings and optimal claiming strategies, the average SSDI benefit is currently closer to $1,400 per month. However, with the right combination of primary benefits, auxiliary benefits, concurrent SSI, if qualified, and potential state supplements, some households can indeed approach or even exceed that $3,700 figure in total monthly support. So what specific actions should you take right now to make sure you're maximizing your benefits? First, consider requesting a Social Security statement, either online through your My Social Security account or by contacting your local Social Security office. This statement will show your earnings history and estimated benefits. Review it carefully. Have all your earnings been properly recorded? Even a single year of missing or incorrectly reported earnings could affect your benefit amount.